everyone, it's Mandy here for Mandy's Art and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to do a first quarter completed pages video and kind of give you an update on how coloring is going for me and what I've done so far in this quarter. So the first book you're going to see is Romantic Country. This is my project book that I decided to jump on with Disney Megs color, and I'll link her channel down below. So I've got 2 pages in here that I have completed. I am kind of behind on the project book because I jumped on a lot later than when she actually started the project in the color along, so I am working on catching up. There's a lot of pages I gotta catch up to, as you can see. So the first page I did, which is also a color along on my channel, is this page. It is the map of Cocotte. This page I was trying out some new mediums and new way of doing things and testing my Neocolor 2s, my Graphitint pencils, and then I've also used some Staedtler fine pigment pens because I wasn't liking how some things were going. So, and I had an inspiration photo of a vintage map. You can see the whole process in the color along and how I created this. I did leave this one in just its original line art because I didn't really know what to do with it in the building, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna leave one white thing in the map, just kind of, you know, figure it out. And like I said, I use Neocolor 2s with a colorless alcohol blender. I use Graphitint with the same thing. And then I did this page, which is the map. And then the next page I did in Erie was closer to Easter. Well, I did it here in April, but it was for Easter, which is the Easter egg collection page. And I used distress inks, washi tape, some super tips, and some pencils to kind of shade over the super tips, some Prismas. And I ended up not liking one of the eggs, and I didn't like the Zen Doodly stuff, and I didn't know what to do with it and if it was gonna turn out. And then I kind of got inspired by doing washi tape over it as a collage form, and then I added my own sticker on the sign, which basically says never lose hope. And to me, Easter is all about hope, because it's not just about the white bunny and finding your Easter eggs. It is about the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and that gives me so much hope in my life, knowing that he rose from the dead and he is coming back. I can't express how much that's important to me right now, going through what we've all gone through. And I know that may not be some of your guys' style, or you may not believe in it, and just know that if you don't believe in it, I'm not here to judge you. I am just here to love you, and I'm just sharing my experiences of what it means to me. So please be nice in the comments, and like I said, you can fast forward a little bit if you're more comfortable with it. It won't bother me one bit at all. And like I said, this is where my inspiration came. And I've seen some other colors use washi tape in their books, and I'm like, well, I've never done it, so let's give it a try. So, and most of the washi tape is from Dollar Tree, except for some of it came from Tim Holtz and Dina Wakley. And so that's kind of like my background on this page. So this is the Never Lose Hope page. So next is a whip that I finished up that I've had for a while, in the Color Me Wild. It is a 60 color by number geometric artwork with bite. And I wanted to try something different for color by number, since I really do enjoy color by number. So I did one page in here. You'll probably see me do more. And I chose to do this elephant. And I chose the Vivid palette over the natural because I just wanted something different and fun to try. And I started out with the Staedtler fine liners because of the triangles, and I thought those would be good to use. And then I switched from the fine liners to the Staedtler pigment pens and Pitt pens, and I wanted to see how it performed on this paper. I was going to go back and shade and clean some stuff up, which I still may do later on, but for the meantime, this page is done. I had a little bit of ghosting over here, but as you color the other page, that shouldn't be an issue. But I also can throw in an interesting background, which I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. I especially have to do it here since I got a big old whoopsies over here. Anyways, it happens when you're coloring and you just want to get something done. And like I said, elephants are my favorite animals, and that's why I chose to do the elephant page first. And I'm so excited. I love the colors and how vivid it is, but I don't know if I'd do this palette again, maybe in a different page, I don't know. But I just thought it was actually really cool. So, let's try some pop art, kind of. And that's the elephant. And one less whip to deal with. In my next book, I've been working on doing Disney Megs, Color Disney hashtag, and Spicycat Colors Disney. Those were some out of all the hashtags that have gone around this year, besides the Erie with me hashtag. Those are the other ones that I decided to do because it takes me so long to do pages and what I want to do and color palettes, and the hashtags seem to go by so quickly. So I just decided to stick to 2, and then I can color what I like in the hashtag. So the first part of Disney Megs movies were Pixar related movies, and I have the Hatchet Hero Pixar book, so did several pages out of this book. So the first movie that she chose was Ratatouille out of her random picker, and I decided to do 2 pages because I was just thinking I could get away with doing 2 pages per movie. Come to find out, the way I color is not conclusive. So this page here is Remy from Ratatouille, and I did the Staedtler pigment pens here. I was actually testing them out on the paper and seeing how they would do, because I don't really like using water-based mediums in these books because of the streaking, and which was nice that these markers didn't streak, and once they dried you could layer them to smooth out your marker lines. I used a little white paint pen because I went over a little bit in the whiskers and was kind of drawing them back in. And the nice thing about these pigment pens, no bleed through. So that was kind of a plus for me. And then I decided to do Alfredo in Crayola pencils because I was testing pencils. And I will tell you, Crayola on this paper takes a lot of work to get enough pigment and a lot of pressure, and very hard on your hands. The other thing too is if you're pressing too hard, you can damage the paper. I had a little bit of paper damage in trying to match all the colors down here. But if Crayola is all you've got, use what you got, and make it work for you. And I'm not hating on Crayola. They are a good basic pencil but just be aware that it will take you several layers on this. I mean, it's not quite Amazon paper, but you will see a lot of white through your pencil because it takes so long to cover areas. And one other thing I would recommend is using some blending solution, like some Gamma-Sol, to help remove the texture of the Crayola. Otherwise, I mean, I really had fun doing this page. I love the movie Ratatouille. I've been trying to watch some of the movies as I'm coloring these pages, just for the fun of it. And then the next page is Eve from WALL-E. That was Spicycat's Disney movie from her wheel prompt. And I had to do WALL-E too, because you can't do Eve without doing WALL-E. And I used Crazy Art pencils, which they performed a lot better on this paper than the Crayola. But like I said, I had to use blending solution to smooth out the texture of how many layers that I had, and it made my hand hurt less. But like, they're great pencils, but this paper, it took a lot of work. And like I said, they are like on the way bottom of like the budget brands that you get for pencils. And like I said, they worked well. They were a step up from the Crayolas. If Crazy Art's what you have, definitely use it. It worked well. And you know, you can use a little bit of odorless mineral spirits to take the texture out, to blend it, make it a little smoother, look nicer, which is great. So then there was WALL-E, or Eve. And then the next picture is our buddy WALL-E. Now I upgraded from Crazy Arts to Prismacolors in these books, and I absolutely love my Prismas in these books. They blend out nice, they're smooth, and it don't take long to get a couple layers in to get rid of the white. Easier on my hand. One other thing I am going to change though when I'm doing these books is using, like, for the black, it took forever to get the black to come up in multiple layers to make it actually really look like black and not gray. So I plan on using, for a base layer, a black Tombow marker now. And that seems to work better, because if I have that done, I can go over it with the black Prismacolor and only have to do one layer and don't have to fight through the paper texture of trying to get enough of the black. And it does have a brush and bullet nib, and it is water-based, so, and it won't bleed through the pages. But this is my WALL-E. So, and this was also for Spicycat. And then the next movie that Disney Megs did was Up. And I did Kevin out of here. And again, I used Prismas because I kind of actually fell in love with using Prismas in here. No, a lot of people like, oh, it's Prisma marker pencils and I don't want to waste them and this and that. Get over yourself and use your Prismas, because Prismas are cheap to replace. They're under $2 a pencil, open stock. It's a lot more expensive if you're using the other budget sets and you go through it a lot. This way you can still enjoy this, or using these, I mean, it also makes going by smoother. I did have to like put some white in using some white paint pen because I overcolored a section using a lot of green because there's a lot of green, and didn't realize there was a white spot. So I just used my paint pen and put that back in, and enjoyed doing that. So that is all the pages out of Pixar, which is the Disney Hatchet Hero Color by Numbers. And the last page I got done was out of this Creative Haven Country Scenes Color by Number by George Stefexis. Actually did the first page here with Castle Art pencils because I was using Castle Art Golds. Wanted to test them out on this paper and to see how they worked, which I really enjoyed using Castle Art, at least the golds. I don't know, I have my own thoughts and opinions. I mean, I had to use some mineral spirits with this, which I do with all pencils. I like to remove all the texture from coloring, making sure that all the white is colored. Their color palette annoys me how they've got the color family range, but I'm going to be fixing that and stuff in my own case. But I mean, they are a good pencil to start if that's what your budget price point is for oil-based pencils. They are definitely not a polychromos. Or yeah, they're not a polychromos, but they are great. They performed well on this paper. I didn't seem to have too many issues or fights. They did get buttery and creamy. I mean, they blended, not necessarily buttery and creamy. Most pencils, soft pencils are, but they blended really nice. It didn't take a lot of work to blend. And like I said, I really enjoyed using them. I mean, there isn't much more I can say. I mean, I'm not a reviewer of pencils. I just like to try and play around and see what I get. I wouldn't say I'm a professional color pencil artist. I'm just like pencils. So, but that is it for all my completed pages. I know it doesn't seem like I colored a lot in my collection, but I am a slow colorist because I like to take my time. It's more of like a meditative practice for me. And I do it for fun. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and remember that you are loved. Be kind. Kindness doesn't cost you anything. And remember just to love your neighbor. And I hope to see you on the next video. Talk to you all soon. Bye.